Well, Patrick, first of all, thank you for taking some time to meet with me today and tell us a little bit about your story and your involvement with the Patrick Young Foundation and this new partnership with MYOLYN.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's just really cool when you have a mission or a vision and you meet someone else or that they're already doing something that's in alignment with that. And I'm a firm believer that coincidence is God's way of showing us like he's here pointing things out. And I think that's what this is becoming.
Why don't we start by having you give us a little bit about your background?
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of people know Patrick Young.
The best place to start is I guess my basketball career. Played at the University of Florida from 2010 to 14. Went on to play in the NBA for a little bit and overseas basketball. Great times in my career. When I stopped playing basketball, I was like, all right, I'm ready for whatever life has for me next. 2021 was a great year for me. So many great things happened in terms of getting engaged, getting my job with the SEC network. But I didn't think 6 months later, after getting engaged, that I was going to be in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down.
Tell us a little bit about how kind of your physical exercise routine has changed and how you incorporate the MyoCycle into this physical activity.
A lot of the autonomous features, the things that the body does automatically, I can't do in that same way or respond, but discipline unlocks freedom. Things are changing on the technological space in terms of helping people with spinal cord injuries. There's 17,000 a year in the US. And he said, you have to keep your body ready. Still got to stretch. Still need to work out, still need to stay mobile, still need to eat right, but your quality of life goes down. And that's the exact opposite talking about the MyoCycle. Look, I can't move my legs on my own. I like to do stuff like that's outside sometimes, but if I can't, I incorporate, hey, I got 45 minutes, I got an hour. Let me hop on this bike to move my legs around, get some stimulation, help with some swelling. It gives me a place where I can be doing something productive that I could not do what the MyoCycle does on my own. What is FES?
Yeah.
Why is this important?
Electrical stimulation, and specifically functional electrical stimulation, is when you apply a series of electrical pulses to the muscle, often using transcutaneous or on the skin electrode pads that you just kind of stick over a target muscle, and then you apply this train of electrical pulses in a coordinated way to elicit a muscle contraction. And a lot of people don't realize that you can do that even if the patient has a complete spinal cord injury. As long as those peripheral nerves are intact. So if you have a lesion on your thoracic spine, a completely severed thoracic spine, but the motor neuron in your leg is intact, you can stimulate that muscle and elicit a muscle contraction. When you elicit a strong enough muscle contraction, it'll generate functional movement, like a knee extension or something. Right. It was crazy to me that this technology existed, but it was not really being utilized. Nobody knew about it.
Right.
So that's when we really felt compelled, like we needed to make this technology commercially available to the folks who need it.
What is your crazy big picture dream?
Well, our goal, our vision is to be the leading supplier of neuro-rehab equipment in the world, right? And we want to make advanced technologies. We're continuing to iterate and really better understanding the human body, the nervous system, the musculoskeletal system, customizing our software to an individual's neuromusculoskeletal system and optimizing treatment interventions based on their personalized neuromusculoskeletal model.
Wow.
And then
say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. Yeah, and then using this technology to empower people to move.
Yeah.
All sorts of people, able-bodied people with neurological disorders, the elderly, everybody. I mean, I think this technology and being able to understand and help control the human body and the nervous system is an incredibly powerful tool that has a lot of different applications. And so we're just cracking the window on what's potential. And as technology advances, there'll only be more and more opportunities there.
That's awesome. I'm sure we're all pretty excited to see what the future holds for both of us, but I'm just super grateful that we're going to be partners in supplying as many of these to people and institutions, individuals and institutions, as much as possible.
Obviously, after your injury, you felt motivated to go ahead and start the Patrick Young Foundation. Tell us a little bit more about the Patrick Young Foundation and your mission.
We want to be a bridge to fill in the gap for people. That gap that insurance maybe sometimes won't cover. That can be a driving evaluation. That could be an actual medical equipment device that a person needs. That can be changes that the person needs around their house. There's so many communities that are underserved that they have no one that's going to ever step in the gap for them. And even though these places have funding and they're doing their best, they need help. All this money that we gain is for stuff like this. This is exactly like, why do I care? Because I don't want to see your life go downhill and I want to fight for you. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Working together to make the MyoCycle available to folks at home, in some of these clinics that in the underserved areas. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity to help a lot of people.
Yeah, it can drastically improve the health of somebody that maybe they can't move their legs, or what I've seen that happens to a lot of people is if they haven't been taking care of their body before an accident and they have an injury, it's completely debilitating. When you sprain your ankle and you're out for a while and you've never dealt with an injury before, it can be very mentally tough. Oh man, my ankle hurts. I can't go and do the things that I love. How much more for people that, that's just an ankle sprain. That's going to heal over some time. What about people that know they may know they're never going to walk again? Perspective is so key in every part of life. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Patrick. I really appreciate you sitting down with me today and telling us a little bit more about your story. Obviously, you're a super inspirational figure, and it's super admirable what you're doing with the Patrick Young Foundation. I'm excited to continue working MYOLYN and the Patrick Young Foundation together.
Yeah, thank you, Alan, for allowing me to be here. And I just think that there's a God shows that He's still there through coincidence and alignment. And right now, just grateful for the alignment of MYOLYN and the foundation, and directly changing some lives.
Yeah, absolutely. It's extremely serendipitous to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure.
I'm glad to make it work.